What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dji, and I'm back with another video for y'all today. So we're gonna do our last little kind of comparison between the Osmo Pocket 1 and the Pocket 2. Just kind of going over the differences between the cases and the accessories that you can get with both. So let's get it started. Alright guys, so to get this video started, I just want to say subscribe if you haven't already, guys. It's free, and tap that notification bell to get future videos from me, because I think like more than half of you guys aren't subscribed that are watching my videos, so it would definitely help me out. I would definitely appreciate it. So yeah, just tap that button real quick. Hey guys, another thing before we get the video started, I just want to mention that I'm currently filming off of the Pocket 2, so I can't show you the camera and everything while I'm talking about it, because I want to actually just start using this for all my videos. So you won't see anything unless if I have anything to show you. I will do some B-roll of it and go from there, but as far as like actually seeing the camera, you're not going to see it because I'm filming on it. Also, I've got the wireless mic I actually just put in right here onto my shorts, and I actually ended up buying a lavalier mic, which you can see right here, and I've just got it running on my shirt, kind of like I said. And that way, for when I'm playing my basketball videos and stuff like that, I don't have to carry that wireless mic right here on my shirt and have it dangling everywhere. I've just got this little bitty lavalier mic, and we're good to go. So this thing I literally bought for like $8 at Walmart. It's the only thing I could find here in town. I even went to Best Buy and Target and everything. Couldn't find anything anywhere, and I didn't really want to wait to order anything. I probably will in the future, but I feel like this one sounds pretty good for right now. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments of how the audio sounds. But I feel like it's doing a pretty good job, especially if I'm going to be using it for my basketball videos and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get back to the video. Okay, so to get everything started, we're going to start with the Pocket 1. So the case right here, as you can tell, has the lanyard attached to the actual case. So if you take the camera out, you're kind of on your own at that point. If you drop this thing, it's on you. So that's one improvement that they made to the Pocket 2, and we'll kind of go over that as well. But like I said, this thing just has this little strap that keeps the camera from falling out. Another thing that they kind of improved on the Pocket 2, which we'll go over that in a second. You do have this little cutout, so if you have this adapter flipped around, let's just say you keep this adapter on there at all times, you can actually just throw it in there like this, put the sleeve right over it, and it actually sticks out. I wouldn't trust that I would hit that on my pocket or something like that as I'm putting it in, and it breaks that, so I would always just flip this thing around back to the way I had it and then slide it in there. So that cutout is there for you if you want to leave it like that, but I never used it. Next thing up is going to be the charging indicator, which you can see kind of right here underneath the little phone adapter. It's a little white thing right there. So that thing is just the charging indicator. When you plug in the USB Type-C to the bottom, that thing flashes green to let you know it's charging. Now, as you can clearly see right here, you can't see it whenever the strap is on. So if you want to make sure it was charging, you would have to open the strap, check it, close it back up, and that way you're good to go. It wasn't that big of a deal, but they did change that on the Pocket 2, and we'll go over that again in a second. So yeah, like I said, I've seen where people even cut out a little slit so you can see it, but I just left mine alone. It wasn't that big of a deal. I would just open it. Next thing up is going to be where the SD card slot is. So you can see right here, the SD card slot is right out in the open. You can just pop it right out, throw it in your computer, and then put it right back in, no problem. So that is one thing I did like about this. Next thing up is going to be the bottom of the case. It's completely closed off, and all you have is the little cutout for the USB Type-C. So we'll go over why that's important here in a second. Let's start with the accessories. So as I mentioned in my last video, one little comparison, you can see right here, here's that little wide angle adapter. Again, I got this from Case through Amazon. This thing was only like $10. And while it didn't do the best job, I did use it for a little bit when I first got it. Now, if I wanted to throw this on, obviously everybody knows that these things are just magnetically thrown on there, and they just kind of snap right on and you're good to go. Now, I used to keep this thing on while I would throw it in the case, and it does fit. You can still close up the little strap, and it would just stick out very slightly right here. But as I started noticing, there's tiny little scratches on the actual lens right here. Luckily, it didn't do anything to affect the picture quality or anything like that, but it did start scratching up that glass. So I stopped carrying this thing on the phone or on the camera, and I pretty much completely stopped carrying this thing at all, just because, like I said, the picture quality around the edges of everything, you could see the loss of resolution and stuff, because it would get really blurry around those edges. So I stopped carrying that thing completely and just started carrying this thing kind of how it is. Next thing up is going to be the little wireless adapter. So I bought this from DJI. This thing was like a good $55, $60, something like that. And this thing, you can just attach it right to the bottom of the camera, as so, plug it into the USB Type-C, and you're good to go. This thing allows you to wirelessly connect to your phone, and that way you can use it as a viewfinder and stuff like that, or transfer over files however you want to without having to plug it in from the little adapter. This thing does have a USB Type-C on the back, so you could charge it as you're using it, which was a good thing, because like I said, these things tend to kill the battery pretty fast if you have this wireless connectivity. So this thing, you could plug in a battery bank and you're good to go. So no problems there. Where the problem starts though is that when you go to put this into the case, clearly that's not going to work. The little base is way too big for the bottom, and it's closed off, so you can't put it in there. So again, this is another accessory you would have to carry with you everywhere you go if you want to use it. Now again, you don't have to. You can just use the adapter, plug it into your phone, and you're good to go from there. But for me, being able to line up my shot and stuff like that while I'm looking at my phone, if I'm, you know, a good 5-10 feet away from this thing, was actually really useful. So that's why I went with the wireless adapter. Moving on from there, something that I never got but I did hear about was the Dji Audio Adapter. And I'll show you a picture of what that looks like right here. Now that thing, it has a USB Type-C on one end and a 3.5mm jack on the other end, and so you would plug it in directly to the bottom of the phone, the camera. I keep wanting to say phone. I don't know why. I feel like I'm reviewing a phone, but you plug it in directly to the bottom of the camera, and then it has a 3.5mm jack on the other end, so you can plug in, you know, like a lav mic, or if you bought like a Rode Wireless Go, which is a wireless mic, transmitter, and receiver, you can use those options and go from there. But the big problem with that is if you plugged in that USB Type-C right there for the audio, you clearly couldn't use this, and there wasn't a way that you could plug this into here and then plug in that USB Type-C for the audio adapter, or I'm sorry, in the back right here. It wouldn't allow you to do both. Now there was a guy that I found on YouTube that actually found a way to actually modify this thing to be able to use both, but you would actually have to open this thing up, solder a bunch of wires and stuff like that, and I just didn't want to do it. This is too much work. So I just ended up sticking with this because I wanted to wait and hold off. Now again, this was a good $55. This was $10, which again, if I would have bought the Freewell, it would have been, I think, $54 as well. And then to buy a wireless mic, something like the Rode Wireless Go, which would be kind of similar to what I have right here, you would be spending way over $500. The Rode Wireless Go already is $199, $299, something like that. And then like I said, with these accessories right here, especially if you got the Freewell wide angle adapter, you would spend well over $500, because I bought this for full price at Best Buy before the Pocket 2 came out. So like I said, I didn't really get anything on sale here besides that wide angle adapter. So yeah, that's kind of the reason why I upgraded the Pocket 2, because like I said, it has everything that I need put together in one package, and we'll go over that right now. So right here on the case, as you can see, I've already kind of went through everything, but you've got both your phone adapters right here, and then right up top, you've got your wide angle adapter, which this is just held in magnetically. You can just pop it on and then throw it right back in, and you're good to go. Now don't hit this case while the camera's out, because the little wide angle adapter will fall out. It's not held on there very strong, but again, you're supposed to kind of keep that in there while your camera's in there. So you shouldn't have any worries. Just keep in mind that that thing can fall out. So the case, again, if you want to clip on the wireless mic, you can, as I can show you right here. Again, this is going to mess with the audio because I got the lavalier mic. You can clip on the little wireless mic right there, and you've got that together. You can put on the little wind buff on top of it. Obviously, I've got the lavalier mic plugged in, so I'm not going to do that right now, but you can plug that in right there. Then you have all your adapters on the inside. You would throw your camera in here, and it doesn't matter which handle you have on the Pocket 2, which again, I didn't really talk about too much in my review, but you get 3 different handles. So you've got the Do It All handle, which is the one that I've got attached right now, and I'll kind of go over all the different stuff that thing can do, because there was a couple things that I left out. But then this is the one that actually comes originally on the Pocket 2, and it's just literally a cap that has the USB Type-C port, that way you can charge it. And another thing, I did mention it kind of, but all of these things have Osmo written on the back, so I don't know why they got rid of the Osmo name inside the Pocket 2 when they still have it on the accessory, so that's kind of weird. But yeah, this is the one that comes on the Pocket 2 originally. Now I'm kind of confused why they still did that, because this is the other one you get with it, and it doesn't matter which pack you get, whether it's a creator combo or just the original. But this one is the one that has the Type-C connector and the little tripod mount. Now if it was me, if I was DJI, I would have saved money. Instead of making 2 of these, just keep the one that has the tripod mount and keep that one on there, and then have the Do It All handle separately. Now again, like I said, I don't know if I'm ever going to use this. I don't know if this thing's ever going to go back on the camera. I took it off right when I got it in, and I don't think it's ever going to see the daylight again. I'm going to keep it in the box. This one I can see myself kind of switching out to if I need to save battery or something, because the Do It All handle does drain battery quite a bit, and we'll get into that in a second. But I can see myself switching back and forth between those two. But for right now, for the past few days that I've had the camera, I have not brought this thing out again. I've left it in the case. So we'll move on to the Do It All handle right here. So the Do It All handle has a bunch of different functions. Again, like I said, I left like one of the major ones out, so we'll kind of go through that right here. So first off, the Do It All handle could connect wirelessly to your phone, which I'm actually using right now. As you guys can see right here, I'm actually connected to this, so you guys can see a live view of what is going on. And so I've got this off to the side so I can actually see and make sure I'm still in frame and make sure everything's in focus. So like I said, if you see me kind of glancing over here, that's what it's for. But You can connect wirelessly to your phone to make sure all your focus and all that's better, considering that you don't want to use that tiny little screen that's on the front, because it's going to be hard to tell if your focus is good just off of that tiny screen. Second, you can connect to the wireless mic. Again, you guys have seen that plenty of times. No problems there. You just turn on the mic and it does it all by itself. It'll tell you what the battery percentage of the mic is on there when you first turn it on. So like I said, you're kind of good to go from there as well. Next thing up is going to be that USB Type-C on the back end. So that thing you can use to be able to charge your Pocket 2 while you're using it, because again, like I said, the do-it-all handle does drain a lot of battery because it's obviously connected to a bunch of different things at once. So it can drain the battery really, really fast. So the one thing that I found is literally just go buy a battery bank. As you can see right here, hopefully I don't drop the camera. I literally bought that battery bank from Walmart for like 15 bucks. It's a Belkin, it's like 10,000 milliamps. Sorry if I can get this thing straight. Okay, so yeah, I bought that thing for like 15 bucks. It's 10,000 milliamps. So I don't think that this thing's ever gonna run out of battery. If I'm just using this thing all day, it should be fine. But like I said, you can charge it while you're using it. So you don't have to worry about running out of battery. The only thing you gotta worry about is memory space. I've got like a 256 gigabyte memory card, so I should never have to worry about running out of anything. So like I said, that thing comes in handy, so you can charge it while you're using it as well. Next thing up is gonna be that tripod mount. It's kind of the same thing as this. It has the little tripod mount on the bottom, so you can screw in any kind of tripod, whether it's the one that comes with the DJI Creator combo, or you can, screw in something like this and use it as a selfie stick. So most tripods and stuff like that all have the same size screws, so they should fit no problem. Now, next thing up is it actually has that 3.5 millimeter jack on the left-hand side of the do-it-all handle, and that thing is so you can plug in a lavalier mic directly to it. Now, I don't see myself using that, but I can see maybe different scenarios where you might want to use that instead of using the wireless mic. So to each their own. Again, I'm probably just gonna stick with this setup because it's a lot easier and I don't have to worry about any kind of cords dangling or anything, or moving the camera while I'm using it. So like I said, it is there as an option. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, as everybody says. So like I said, it's pretty cool. Last thing up is something that I forgot to mention in my review, and it's kind of one of the biggest things, is it actually has a built-in speaker now. So on the Pocket 1, if you film something and you want to hear what it sounds like, you can't. You have to connect it to your phone, whether that's wirelessly with the adapter or plugging it into your phone with the phone adapter, and then play it back from there to be able to hear. So on this thing, it actually has a speaker built into it. So if I want to, check my audio to make sure everything's working fine before I start recording a video, I can do a 5-second clip, listen back to it on the actual Pocket 2, and then go from there. I don't have to connect it to my phone in any kind of way. So that thing comes in handy because, like I said, you can actually make sure everything's fine before you actually start filming your video. All right, so that's all the functions on the do-it-all handle. Last thing is the lanyard is actually connected to the Pocket 2. I can't show you this right now, but I'll do some B-roll of it, and I'll show you that the lanyard is actually connected to the Pocket 2, so you don't have to worry about like this one, where if you take the camera out, you're all on your own. You can put that lanyard over your arm and make sure that if it does drop or you accidentally it slips out of your hand, you're good to go as long as it catches on your wrist. So yeah, like I said, that is one of the little upgrades. Now the SD card slot on the Pocket 2 is not in the most ideal slot, and I'll show you again a little B-roll right here of what it looks like inside the case. The SD card slot is on the inside of the case, so in order to get your card out, you would actually have to take the camera out and then pull out your SD card, throw it in your computer, do whatever you want to do, and then throw it back into your camera, put your camera back in your case, and then go from there. Now, like I said, that is one little downgrade, but another little upgrade is going to be the charging indicator. So as you can tell on this case right here, both of these sides are open. So that way you can actually see that charging indicator whenever you plug it in. Again, it's just a little flashing green light. For the most part, when you plug it in, it's charging. I've never had a problem with it not charged, but in case you're kind of worried about that, you want to make sure, that's how you look at it. Now again, this one doesn't have that little sleeve or the little cover as the Osmo one. This one is actually just kind of a little bit of a tighter fit, so when you slide it in there, it just slides in there and it holds in pretty much by friction, as everybody else is saying. It kind of grips onto it. It has like these little grooves on the inside. It's probably not gonna show up very well. Oh, I guess you can see right there. It has these little grooves right here that actually hold the camera in, and everything in there is kind of like a felt material, so you don't have to worry about scratching up anything, but that's how it holds in, so you don't have to worry about putting this little strap over it anymore as well. Alright guys, so one last little quick tip that I figured out by myself, and I don't even know how or why I did it, but on the Osmo One, if you go to record something and you start recording, if you go to hold this button, it's just going to end the recording. There's nothing else you can do. On the Pocket 2, which I'll show you some B-roll right now, if you hold the record button, you can actually pause the recording and then resume it again whenever you want to. So that way, if you want to make a cut yourself instead of having to do it in post, you can do it right there. So yeah, just something quick that I found and I haven't seen anybody else talk about. I just want to throw that out there for you guys. But yeah guys, so I just want to kind of go over all that stuff for you guys. Like I said, if I wanted to stick with the Pocket 1, I would have to buy a bunch of different attachments and stuff like that, or like the mics, and everything kind of adds up to pretty much about the same price as buying this outright. And then this thing is literally all DJI brand, so I don't have to worry about any kind of compatibility or anything like that. Everything just kind of works. So like I said, that's kind of the reason why I upgraded from the Pocket 1 to the Pocket 2, and why I'm actually gonna end up selling this probably right after this video is done. So if you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and tap that notification bell to get the future videos from me, because like I said, we will be pushing out vlogs, unboxings, and basketball videos and stuff like that in the future. So if you guys enjoyed it, let me know, and yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.